In 2014, we were diving and we came across this little area of cannonballs just emerging from the sand. I kind of thought that, well, what's underneath those cannonballs? Because they wouldn't have moved very far. Has it trapped a part of the ship underneath? A part of the ship that we haven't seen before? Because there was sections that, weren't showing up on some of the old site plans. So last year we started uncovering those, and it went from this, small area, sort of 1 by 2 meter area of cannonballs, turned into this 5 by 5 meter area of cannonballs all piled up. So these swivel guns that we found were a real unexpected surprise. There we were excavating in Trench 2 around a pile of shot, and we were hoping to find the shot locker of the ship, and that's exactly what we did. Found hundreds, probably thousands of round shot of various sizes, but amongst that round shot we found 6 cast iron swivel guns. They kept these guns stored low down in the ship, and that was, I suppose, also to protect them against the environment, the weather. You don't really want these cast iron guns exposed to the seawater, they're going to rust. So it's a good way of keeping them well maintained and looked after. It was a real challenge to try and excavate and recover these swivel guns. All of that iron had caused it to become concreted and stuck to all of these cannonballs. So we couldn't just use an airlift that we're doing on the rest of the site that sucks up the sand. We had to use some real commercial tools which enable us to release the swivel guns from this mass of cannonballs. So it took many hours, probably per swivel gun between 6 to 8 hours to try and deconcrete it. So once we've chiseled underneath, created this sort of cavity, we can then get a jack which then does the final sort of popping off, and it's just like a little release. Once it's released, we can get the strops onto it and then the airbags. The next problem was getting these heavy swivel guns from Trench 2 over to Trench 1, where the dive support vessel was moored over. So we had to put 2 lift bags onto the swivel guns, just enough air in those lift bags so the diver can literally just lift the gun up and gently sort of crawl along the seabed all the way over 20 meters, 30 meters to Trench 1. The crane was ready, the hook was lowered down to the seabed, to the diver, where he could hook it up to the strops and then recovered safely to the surface. And it's a wonderful moment when you see something like that that's been underwater for 260 years finally break the surface and come aboard, and then you can look at it in real detail. You can see all the distinguishing marks. So it's a really unexpected, wonderful find, those swivel guns. We found 6 and we've recovered 5.